Supreme Lord, eternal truth, let us obey thee alone and live according to truth. परमो च प्रभु सत्यम नित्यतमेव केवलम अनुवर्तामहि सत्यम अनुजीवम केवलम ओम शांति शांति शांति. Good morning, namaste, Vande Mataram. Welcome all of you. Very interesting topic we are going to discuss in brief this morning on significance of color in spiritualism. So in vision, of course, we find many different colors, various colors in our vision comes in different times, of course. So this morning we are going to have a brief, a quarter an hour discussion on the significance of colors. What color really signifies, symbolizes, and when we find with respect to our visions. Very interesting, we'll see. Colors and the lights are always close to each other. Here in the course, things will be discussed from the sphere of the quotations. Colors and the lights are always close to each other. Color being more indicative, light more dynamic. That is the difference. They come together simultaneously. Colors become more indicative and the light become dynamic. Color incandescent becomes light. That is the great form we are seeing here. Great word. Color incandescent becomes light. Gold indicates at its most intense something from the supramental, that color. Otherwise, overmind truth or intuitive truth is ultimately from the supramental truth consciousness, we will see. So, we'll go in different ways, different actually, there is also very good visions and good explanation from the answers we find from Sri Aurobindo. There are characteristic colors of mind, yellow, of the psychic, pink and pale, of the vital, purple. But these are the colors corresponding to the main forces of the mind, psychic and vital. They are not the colors of the beings. All other colors can play. Example, the vital green, deep is red as well as purple. There are other colors for the hostile, vital forces also. Anyway, we'll see. The light one sees in concentration at the lights of the various powers or forces, and often lights that come down from the higher consciousness. Many times from the higher consciousness we find the light that is coming out, descending. The violet light we see, that is the divine compassion. We have seen karunya, grace. And second, we find the white light, the light of the mother. We find divine mother, divine consciousness, in which all others are content. That white color means actually the combination of all colors that is coming in white. That Bernoulli we have seen in the light optics experiment. When there is the lack of color, means the lack of nobody's presence, no color's presence, that is coming as dark. So, purple is the color of vital power. Red depends upon the characteristic of the character of the color. For there is reds. So, a color of the physical consciousness, red actually. Against here in the course, four lights are the light of truth. Still in the course, the four lights are the light of truth. White, the purity and the power of the divine truth. Green is its active energy for work. Blue, the spiritual consciousness of the divine truth. And gold, its knowledge. So in various ways, four lights have been described by Sri Aurobindo in a very simplified and very spiritualistic tongue. White, I'll quote it again, I will state again. White, the purity and the power of the divine truth. Green, its active energy for work. Blue, the spiritual consciousness of the divine truth. Gold, the knowledge. So when I find a couple of things in the simultaneously it is coming and together. The arrow is the symbol of the force which goes to its aim. Arrow, it starts and hits the aim, that the goal, the point. Blue is the higher mind. Bells had sometimes we hear the bells. Bells had usually the signs of progress in sadhana, progress to come. Sometimes we find of course the snake, that is a symbol of energy, and the white blue light means that is the mother's consciousness in the higher mind. Many times the light of the is the manifestation of force, the nature of the force being indicated by the color of the light. So we are go to in deep, in of course in brief, blue is the normal color of the spiritual planes. In the spiritual plane, the normal color we find that is blue. Moonlight indicates the spiritual mind and its light. So moonlight most of the time we see our inner vision, that indicates spiritual mind and its light, that is blue moonlight. The light indicates the action of certain force. Here in the course, when we find the lights, that indicates the action of certain forces, usually indicated by the color of the light. So tries here in the tries to quote, whitish light is known as Sri Aurobindo's light, or sometimes Sri Krishna's light. Whitish light, blue, white, it is the combination. Pure white is the mother's, we have seen. The meaning of blue light, the meaning of blue light depends upon the context character of the order, shade, and the nature. Whitish light, sometimes whitish blue we find, like the moonlight, color of the moonlight, that is whitish blue. That is known as the Sri Krishna's light, or simultaneously it is also the light of Sri Aurobindo. The light blue is upon the, that is of the illumined mind. Sometimes we find, I will again quote, whitish blue light we find moonlight, like moonlight. It is Sri Aurobindo's, of course, Sri Krishna's light. The light blue is often, that is the illumined mind, that we find and we consider and we know, we are sure. Another deeper blue, it is not light, deeper blue is the of higher mind. Another near to purple, which is the light known as the power of the vital. So according to the color, that formation comes, that context changes. So we find the significance of this light and its significance. The pale whitish blue light, that is Sri Aurobindo's light again. Pale whitish blue light is Sri Aurobindo's light. It is the blue light modified by the white light of the mother. Blue light modified by the white light of the mother. So entire color comes pure whitish blue light. Then still in the course, pale blue light is mine, white light is mother's. The world you saw when we have seen, that is the texture, that is the significance it is actually signifying. If the blue lights were of different shades, sometimes it is coming with shades. If the blue lights of different shades, it might mean overhead planes, overmind, intuitions, illumined mind, higher mind. Very interesting line. He has the sadhak has seen in the vision, and Sri Aurobindo tries to clarify. If the blue lights were of different shades, it might mean the overhead planes, overmind, intuition, illumined mind, and the higher mind. All belongs to the spiritual hemisphere. There are different Krishna lights. Shri Krishna we have seen pale diamond blue, lavender blue, deep blue, etc. Different type of Shri Krishna lights. It depends upon the plane in which actually it manifests. Different kind, different plane it manifests. So it depends how, what is the progress and which plane we are really are. There is one blue, that is the higher mind. A deeper blue belongs to the mind. Krishna's light is the mind. So here when the categorical speaks, Krishna's light is in the mind. All blue is not Krishna's light. Then diamond blue, only Krishna's light in the overmind. Lavender blue, intuition mind. Blue is also Radha's color. So very interesting way we have seen. We have of course we have studied in different ways. It is related, that color relates to Radha and Krishna. White light indicates divine consciousness. Very interesting. Very simultaneously, very with similarity in the course here. White light indicates the divine consciousness. So, white light, against during the course, is that of the pure conscious force from which the rest color colors come. Originally we have discussed in while we are performing the Bernoulli, the color experiment in optics. The entire color, when the entire all the colors are mixed together, that creates a whitish color. So white contains entire color. When there is no chance of getting colors, no presence of the color, so in the experiment blue, in that experiment we have done that Bernoulli experiment in the physics laboratory, in optics laboratory, so it is coming at the black. So here in the here come quotes here, the white light is that of the pure conscious force from which all the rest comes. The golden light is the divine truth on the higher plane. That is a very significant. It has got its significance. Very significant means for the golden light, that is of the divine truth on the higher planes. White indicates force of purity. Diamond indicates the mother's light. We see when we are talking of the diamond light, that is actually still indicating the divine mother's light. At its intense, for that the diamond white light, it is a very significant color. It is actually the mother's color, divine mother's color. So we many times, of course, we see the sunlight is the light of truth itself. Whatever power of truth it may be, while the other lights derive from the truth. We have seen, we have discussed regarding that experiment from the white light, every other light comes up. The sunlight is the direct light of the truth, very significant. Sunlight, Suryalok, now different lights of the truth. When it gets fused with the vital, truth, when it is getting fused with the vital, it takes the mixed color, the gold and the green, just as the physical becomes the golden red, or in the mental golden yellow. So about the mixing during the course. The golden light, again the light of the divine truth which comes out from the supramental light. Golden light, light of the divine truth. It comes from the supramental sunlight and modified according to the level it crosses. Different layers it crossing, and with the crossing of this touching and with covering of the cross, passing through these layers, it actually gets modified, creates the ranges from the overmind to higher mind. So it is coming from spiritual plane, from overmind, illumined minds. It is actually intuitive mind, overmind. So from there itself, from overmind, intuitive mind, illumined mind, and higher mind. Like this, it is getting modified. The golden light is that of the modified, over-mentalized supramental. Over-mentalized supramental state of the course. The supramental light passing through the over-mind, intuition, etc., becomes the light of the truth in each things. That layer changes and it gets from supramental light up to the higher mind. When the golden red, it is something modified, supramental physical light, modified version. The light of the divine truth in the physical, that is the truth, it is them with them. So golden light is always the light of the truth. It has to be taken in the full confidence, the light of the truth. But the nature of the truth varies according to the plane which it belongs. Light is the light of consciousness. Very interesting and very deserving sentence. The light of the light is the light of consciousness, truth, knowledge, when which it brings. Light is the light of consciousness, truth, and knowledge. The sun is the consecration or source of the light that we have seen, solar light. We have seen many times that the cows, the rays from the sun, mean visualized. We have seen also, we have discussed. The spiritual power naturally more free on the own level with its the body. The golden color indicates the Mahakali force, which is the strongest for the working in the body. Golden color we have seen. So golden red is the color of the supramental physical light. We have seen in many colors. Orange, the red gold is supposed. Thank you. It is time to stop.